Alright everyone, just got this track cleaned up. I was just doing some touch-ups there. This is what the piece of track bright looks like. Because what it does is it just scrapes off the top layer and just takes off any dirt that is with it on the track. So something I recommend doing is just making sure to clean your track. It helps get power to your locomotives better. Just gotta do a couple of touch-ups and we'll get our trains up and running. Hello? Hello there. I'm a little surprised. Usually a BNSF fan is usually here by now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's usually here by now. So now I'm just going to be throwing together a little bit more of a consist. We're just going to get some trains going. if I did have enough cars with knuckle couplers that would work, I'm pretty sure this locomotive could be able to pull an entire loop of train. Because the only downside is I just don't think I have enough of the knuckle coupler cars just yet. Because those are only usually on newer trains, so it's a lot less common. But I can try and make as big of a consist as I want, or as I can, just to see if this thing can do it. So take that, couple that up. So right now I'm just trying to get as big of a train as I can on the tracks. And we will see if we can get this going. Hello, BNSF 12. Yeah, we're up to 141 subscribers. So I think we're just gonna try and, I think I've got all the cars I can with knuckle couplers that are in good enough shape or actually work. I think I've got them all on here, so I think I could, we're gonna try and get this thing to move. And we've already had a disconnection. Well, this is about as long as the train so far. Or, actually, there is a couple more knuckle coupler cars. I just remembered that I could get thrown on here. Let me just get them put on the tracks, and I think y'all probably know where this is going. Well, it's about as long as a train. Let's just hope this locomotive can actually pull it now. The second hopper, that is a Walder's Main Line Cargill three bay cylindrical hopper. And we've derailed. Our auto rack has some length issues. So this is probably the most unrealistic consist you're ever going to see, but we're just doing it for the sake of seeing how long we can make a train. So let me just get everything back on the tracks. Alright, do you wanna re-rail me with me, please? You wanna work? You wanna see our second gray hopper? Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna not run a long train. We're just gonna put everything in the yard for now. We'll just make a short local. So we're just going to pull the train forward so we can just get everything into the yard right away. There we go. We got a local, and just for the sake of it, just because it looks a little nicer, we're going to put it long hood forward. Alright, BNSF, we've got our local set up. And we're just going to run our local around for a while. So there's two hoppers. I'll just take them out of the consist for now. So we've got one coupler on the front of our locomotive that's being kind of a pest. And so we've got two hoppers. I believe this is the one you're referring to. This one is a Cargill ICMX, and it is a 3-bay hopper from Walder's Mainline, and it was about $30. And this other one is a Union Pacific hopper, which is a 4-bay version from an unknown manufacturer, because this was bought secondhand. But it is a Union Pacific and a Cargill. And I would like to actually look into getting more of these hoppers, because it would be nice to run grain trains and stuff like that. So I gotta fix this coupler on the front of our train real quick. There's a bad coupler on the front end, so we're not going to be able to use that. You thought our Union Pacific said Norfolk and Western? So I say it's time to read that. We just run some hoppers for now. So I do have multiple hoppers available. Not all of them are great, but I've got a couple more that I'll go grab in a second. But there, we've got 3 hoppers, and I'll just put this train to run, and I'll be right back, because I'm going to grab those other hoppers. Run the CNC liner. Let me go get those hoppers, because some of them are half knuckle, half horn hooks, and the CNC liner is a horn hook locomotive, so I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab those. I'll let this run while I'm gone. Alright, everyone, I'm back, and I can show some of that work, but I just had to go grab a couple more of these hoppers. One is a secondhand Dutch cleanser hopper from Tyco. Unfortunately, it is missing one of the ends, but yeah. And then I have 2 of these old, what are they called? Corrugated hoppers. This one here is actually my first hopper, and despite the colors, it is actually a Union Pacific. And my third and final hopper, also corrugated, Budweiser. So let's get these on the track, and ooh. Didn't want a couple there for a second. Alright, so first of all, I'll just take you all up and show you. Here's the rail fanning site. So right here is the north end, south end. Here's one of the little spots where I rail fan. I can get the camera angle just right. You can see how familiar it is to some of my videos. And up here, still a work in progress, I can get right up here and recreate some of my videos too. So yes, I do have some important packages coming that include details required for it. But otherwise, I have everything else I need. So 1 second, and we'll get these hoppers on the move. Yeah, it's just a little short demonstration of all my little HO scale hoppers. But you guys, sounds like you guys want to see the C-liner get run. So let's get the Santa Fe off and let's get the C-liner on. So we're gonna shuffle around our cars a little bit so we can actually make this thing run. And I actually am gonna make a little special train here. You have some more hoppers? Do you know what paint they have? Are they like Union Pacific or Southern Pacific? But I actually, using this exact concept, have made a video, or I wouldn't say video, I'd say a short, using this exact same concept. You know, if you guys hear, BNSF12 here, he's one of my good friends. We met back at the Canadian Pacific Christmas train. And if you're not already subscribed to him, he's actually got some pretty cool content, so I'd suggest going and checking him out. Wow, you have 2 shell plastic cars. So I'm assuming a lot of old Tyco. Because my Ajax, Dutch Cleanser, and I believe Shell Plastics are, those are our old, Tyco. Yeah. Well, Tyco's old Tyco is actually pretty, the best way to, get, rolling stock in locomotives. Because, Tyco is all older, quickly made stuff, so it's cheaper. But that means it's also cheaper and easier to upgrade to your liking. I wouldn't say nice. It does need some, coaxing to get running. So sometime I do need to, get, in the motor of this thing. Because it does smell like the commutator's starting to get gummed up. Because it's starting to get that old ozone smell that lots of old locomotives that, usually have. Meaning it's about time for an oil change, touch-ups, and some other important things like cleaning the commutator, which it's not hard. All you gotta do is get the locomotive shell off, and then you gotta get at the, commutator and get it clean. Yeah. These horn hooks, they're not my favorite type of coupler. Just, the fact that they're not super realistic is part of the problem. But it's also some of the ways they used to, like, attach them. Because a perfect prime example is right on this hopper. You can see it's got Talgo truck, which means the coupler is linked straight to the truck and not body mounted like this. Meaning, if you're trying to back up a train, it's not good because all that force, instead of going to the cars, but instead of going to, like, the cars, it goes straight to the trucks, which when you got a 20, 30 car train, it'll derail. And it's a pain in the butt to get them all back on. Because something else I've noted, lots of older cars, they do unfortunately happen to have underweight, so it also doesn't help their case. Well, anyways, today, I was rail fanning with, the NSF. We were on a phone call, and, like, throughout the whole day, we were rail fanning, but nothing real interesting, until, I just got home. He gives me a call, and says, hey, there's a caboose on its way. You got a CN caboose on its way. And what annoys me is I had already gotten home, so I would just went out and had to get my mom, like, convince my mom to take me back up by the tracks. And after about 10 minutes, it was a northbound rack train, a CN 100th anniversary locomotive, DPU, and sure enough, at the end, there was a caboose. Which is really something that just surprised me because, well, you don't see caboose, the plural of caboose. You just don't see them get, like, run all that often anymore because, well, they're old. You don't need them anymore. And mainly only steam trains that, for excursions, use them. Well, anyways, I think it's time to get another locomotive on track. So you might be able to see a little bit of blue down in the corner. And we're going to get a... What should we run? Michigan Central Railroad coal gondola. Southern Railway coal gondola, low wall. I've actually got two of these, but one of them's missing the coupler at the back, so I just can't really use it until I get that coupler fixed. And tough choice, but we're gonna also put on a Burlington low wall coal gondola. Now that may look familiar because, well, I also have a non-low wall from Mantua that I bought for about $20 from a hobby shop. Hobby Lobby. Yes, sir, we've got Conrail in the house. 2 seconds in, we've already derailed. Because America. You know, I know something that runs pretty well with this thing. I actually would like to get compatible with my other car of this specific type, which just so happens to be the Atkinson Topeka Santa Fe Auto Rack. Oh my. Technical difficulties, please stand by. We have had a truck fall off the Bachmann Auto Rack. Alright, so we're hooked up. Let's get this Conrail. So, normally you would never see Conrail or any sort of F units running long hood like this. However, there is one reason. Secondhand locomotive, got it for $1. And, secondhand is not great because the whole coupler box on the rear end's missing. So, I'm probably going to switch it over to body mounted. But it is an old Lifelike locomotive, of which I have enough. Because Lifelike and F units are about as common as pennies in your wallet. Could just say the yardmaster didn't have his coffee. So if you know me, you know I don't like to run the same trains for too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it up and give you all a little surprise train. Find a certain locomotive that I need, which is right here. And then we're going to get some 4 certain cars that I need, that until I get the proper locomotives running, just kind of look out of place. So we get this car. These are pretty big train cars. But we are going to get that all hooked up. So we're going to get this train hooked up, and there we go. Good night, BNSF. You're welcome for running your Sea-Liner, and yeah. This is a whole Baltimore and Ohio passenger set. And yes, I do have the locomotives for it. However, I'm yet to get them running. Along with, I have a couple more passenger cars I'd like to actually get knuckled up again, so I could run the whole set. Well, I'm probably going to turn it off here too. It's getting close to my bedtime too, so just want to thank you all for tuning in, and if you haven't already, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you haven't, make sure to go check out BNSF12's channel. Have a good night, y'all, and see you next time.